Hello, 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 hello. I know I love to say that. Cannot help myself. What can I say? This is the seashore. I should have put some ice cream on the top of it too, actually, for that. Okay. I have to figure out what to do with my microphone again. I like to my microphone, but I'm thinking I'm playing it like a yo-yo. I'm turning the microphone like crazy for nothing. So we're gonna eat a little bit of ice cream because I have a little bit of ice cream. I'm not here to entice anybody, but I got some little bit of ice cream. Except, I think I'm gonna have a conversation with Simply Crafted camps because the one I saw and I picked up, I don't know, it was because it's the strawberry rhubarb cobbler. Well, I like the color. It's all white. And I'm like, okay, I can see the cobbler in there. But I'm like, what happened to the rhubarb and the strawberry here? Because I don't see the red color in there at all for the ice cream. Like missing something, people. Come on. I know that the strawberry is not white. Strawberry is red, people. But that's okay. That's eatable. There is a taste actually of strawberries, but I don't know what happened to the strawberries. I think the strawberries disappeared. I love strawberry rhubarb, so I have to say that's one thing I love. They have a mocha um, mudslide. I'm sorry. Like I say, Emma is just talking about food. Emma is all about food. No, no. But when the food is good, Emma is here. That's what I'm going to say. So I'm going to be a little bit impolite because I'm going to eat some as I'm talking with you, which is totally, it's not polite at all. It's rude. But I'm sorry. Emma, before she started the show, want a little bit of ice cream. That's like my snack, my 4 o'clock snack in the weather that it's, I don't know what's the weather actually. It was fun this afternoon actually. It was for a change. It wasn't -4. I think it was about 13 degrees and we went with the pop-ups. We went back to the scene of the crime of last Friday. Except Emma did not have an epic fall, which is good. It's awesome. It's like, oh my goodness, miracles happen somewhere. Emma can stand up without falling. But yeah, it is good. It's not that bad. There's a nice taste, but still a little too white. On the ice cream. If you show me a picture of ice cream and you see the beautiful strawberries color rhubarb, then you open the ice cream and it's all white. It's like, no, I didn't ask for vanilla. I asked for strawberry, but cannot complain. There is a taste of strawberry in there, so this is good. So yeah, tonight is our beautiful evening at the seashore. And yes, it's not going to be as epic than as Friday. I had a lot. I sent it, to be honest with you, it's that the guilty pleasure when you laugh so hard. I did send mine to a lot of people, so they had a good time. They all enjoyed it so much. It became very popular. The epic fall and the poor story of the poor boy on the Muppets who, oh, he wasn't as lucky than he wanted to. And he did his trick, but it was fun. It was fun. So I hope you had a good week. It was a very interesting week here. It's like a mini tornado, schnornado, but it was good. And as I said earlier, that my afternoon show at the Sea Show was able to download some of the website. My goodness. Hello, Emma. Back straight. Some of the shows directly into my iPhone because sharing is not wasn't a problem. The sharing part of it wasn't a problem. Is downloading the show so I could upload it into my what do you call it, podcast host. Here we go, like Emma. Hello, so it can go on the seashore. So I will put them tomorrow on the seashore. There's gonna be a bunch of them, which is awesome. And sorry, I'm eating. People are enjoying it. And it's always nice to have a place when you can put them and people can go back and not getting lost in the middle of every single other shows or episodes, I'm going to call it. So It's always great to have a reference, for sure. So I hope your day was good. As I said, we're able to get outside with the pop-up, which was good. Get them their energy running a bit. So that was good. And now it's like the winding down process with ice cream. I'm going to be thirsty afterwards because guess what? This is yummy, but my body's going to say, no, Emma, I'm going to put you in a state of comatosis now. And you're going to be dehydrated for quite some time because you're eating ice cream. But Kemp's is not that bad. I like the Ben and Jerry too. People are going to say, what is wrong with you? Ben and Jerry had a pretty good one too. The Cherry Garcia, the brownie, whatever thing with the brownie thing that is like, oh my God, it's all chocolate with some brownie, pizza brownies in there. But here's the problem. Well, right now I'm just in all good old days, Emma will have the pint right now on the front of me and eating it. And the ice cream didn't last so long because usually when you start to eat it at the end, you're just like, okay, I'm going to take a bite. Well, 20 minutes later, everything is gone. But they are good ice cream, to be honest with you. I did, a long time ago, made ice cream too because I had an ice cream maker. Did that too. Pretty good. And I used Susan Somers, actually, recipes. Oopsie. Losing my voice. Not good. Recipes. They were pretty good too. And you didn't eat much because they were so rich, so flavorful. You did not need a ton of it, but that was pretty good. Gave away a bunch of my stuff to charity, so don't have one anymore. Except once in a while, I will do if I use like what do you call it? Fruits like berries, and I will use them and crush them and stuff like that. I will do a sorbet, which is easy. It's just a little bit of water, or you skip the water, use your food processor and reduce them into a puree, and you put them directly into the freezer. And then here we go. You get a sorbet. And not that expensive. It's just the price of the fruit. So, but that's good. Oh no, I'm eating them like people are like, what is wrong with you? Nothing, it's Friday. Friday is good. Friday night is good. Still have a lot of work to do, but I'm loving it. I'm enjoying life. I don't know for you, but and as I'm talking about this, I don't want to go there, but I'm going to go there for a minute. Prayers and thoughts going to Europe, to people in Ukraine as well. And I hope world peace will come back soon because we do not want to end up in World War III. That's my only thought for. Then I'm going to acknowledge tonight to sending peace and over there because it's really needed. And maybe the other tyrant could just eat some ice cream, take a chill pill like I do. Maybe the world will be a better place. That's what I will like to say to him. So it's about love here. It's not about hatred. It's about peace because we cannot evolve if we're spending our time to hate each other. There is no point to it. And we can coexist in peace if we mind our own business, which is always my favorite topic, actually. How to mind our own business. Well, start to cultivate what you want to do in your life and stop looking at what everybody have. Just look at what you can do for your own self and go on your life purpose. That's all. Well, sorry. Rude of me. I also had a great collaboration. I have to talk a little bit about it because today it's been an awesome day for me. Started a little bit strangely strange, but I had a great 2 hours collaboration on my personal podcast, and it's live. That's what I like to do with my collaboration. I like to push it right away. Even though if I push an episode of my stuff in the morning, I will push it right after that, the other one, which I did. And I met somebody this week that is an amazing person. And I asked him, because the universe says so, which I love with the universe, to do a collaboration podcast with him. Almost done. Done. Okay. No more chewing. I'm gonna behave. All right. So, his name is AJ Donaldson, and he has a company, a non-profit company actually, called EPIC South Florida.org. And when I was talking with him earlier this week, I asked him, because I do podcast, I do collaboration, and I like to invite different kind of people into the collaboration from, and if you have not actually listened to Dr. Wiseman, who's here, I don't know if he's here listening to me, but he has a great little show here that he started as well, and I follow Dr. Wiseman. So I had the privilege to talk to him as well. And and I what? Okay, I have somebody else's. Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Give me 1 sec. Somebody is running out of firewood, and I'm gonna say yes. Firewood. Mm-hmm. All right. Sorry. So, uh, so uh, um, I had a privilege to meet Dr. Westman as well, because Dr. Westman does coaching as well and work with tribes, and interestingly enough, discovering as well that he has done a lot for veterans around the world. So that was a great podcast. But this week was even more interesting because AJ does what do you call it? Oh my goodness, my words right here is like, you should never eat the ice cream, Emma. That went into your brain. I'm studying the state of comatosis. So AJ has that EPIC South Florida organization. Actually, it was very interesting to talk to him because he is actually the bridge, and became the bridge for those kids in Florida, and now it's going all over the U.S., which I'm very, very happy for his organization, and do the same to other states. But amazingly enough, when I was speaking with him, he told me his story that he had mentors that helped him actually to get into the right direction. And he was a successful kid who, I'm making it shorter, the story for you, who had a nervous breakdown, because we don't realize, but, kids can have, and I did too when I was a kid. I went into depression and I was a teen, and because we don't fit, we feel we don't fit, we feel not in the right place, we are fighting with our own self, we're fighting with our hormones, or whatever was going on. And he was a kid who was successful, but when he was in college, he basically, after there was the football, after he was in scholarship for the football team in Miami. Well, after he was done with the college, with the football team, then he went to depression for about 8 months, and his grade went down. And he was lucky enough to have mentors to help him to overcome that and find his path. And at the age of 23, he started his mentorship, company, and he helped so far thousands of kids. But the most beautiful thing, part of it too, is we do that in Europe. So here, I think his idea is perfect, actually, is bringing it back here without knowing, the rest of what the rest of the world does, but is connecting with the children. It's not only be there and say, oh, you have to do your math, you have to do this. It's connecting to the level to interest them, especially when you're 16, 17, and you don't or you're not in a place to go to the traditional routes because your parents or you cannot afford it, because to go to the university here it costs a lot of money and not everybody can afford it. So they found a way with his company, through his nonprofit, to be able to fund scholarship for the underprivileged children and help them to find their path. And one of the most essential key, I was listening to him today, that really resonate with me, was you got companies, so he's involving communities and businesses around, which is absolutely amazing. And that's why I knew I needed to talk to him. And we had a 2 hour conversation. I could not believe it was 2 hours. And I said, yeah, I said, you always need 2 hours with me, because that's how it's playing out. Never a half an hour. It's always 2 hours conversation. So we went and I dig deep into everything about his company, what he was doing. But the most amazing part is he takes the children for a week and send them to the company. So let's say somebody wants to become a lawyer as one of those children, and said, no, you can't. And they said, okay, this is what you want to do. Well, we're going to show you what it takes to become a lawyer. So they go for a week to a law firm, and they're looking at how lawyers are working and what they do, which bring a great reality for the children, for the teenagers, or for the young adult to really realize, okay, if I really want to spend $100,000 in scholarship, and you said to me, I'm ready, yes, this is what I want to do, perfect. But if it's not the case and you're like, oh, no, I don't want to do this every day, that doesn't interest me at all, then they have the conversation, and they have a great process, because he helps over thousands of children to actually give them other opportunities that will be closer to be a match to them to look at it. It's amazing to see this, because to me, you have organization who, yes, will help children, so help them to do homeworks, but they don't look at the child and try to define, what can I do with you, because you're a quote unquote high risk, or you are not, you don't have, the family is not, will never have a loan to go to the bank and just say, okay, you can go to school, to university. So give them option, because I was talking about trade school, but everywhere. So from his organization, there is some of them, the kids who are actually end up to become lawyers. Some end up to have their own business and be web designers. Some are engineers. But those children would never had that opportunity if he did not created that. And it was very interesting to talk about it today, because for me it resonated so much. When we were in high school and I talked about it, I said, if you parents, and I was in the old days, but I'd still in some of them be prevalent, and now it became the norm to don't do that anymore, but it took years and years and years and decades to do that. If your parents were blue collars, meaning they were working in labor, like my mom was cleaning up houses, and my dad was, what did he do? Because he do we're going to say he was in a building construction. That's what he was doing, because he was, he did. Because he was doing walls. He was in construction over there. So he was considered blue collar. It didn't matter if the children were bright or not. They didn't give a crap, because when you were labeled, the parents were labeled, okay, they are just blue collars. Well, we're not going to offer university to a child. That was typical in those days. There were no reason we will send you to the school. You have to figure it out after you were done with high school, what trade school will take you. And that was it. So you're talking about a challenge to pass, but if your parents were white collar, then automatically you would been offered to go to university. And it wasn't at that point because the university works a different way. Unless you go to private school over there, there was basically quote unquote free. You paid $1,000. That was $1,000 at that time up front for the year, and that was it. So it's not like here where you pay 20, 30, 40, $50,000 or more. But that was, again, you had the handicap to pass. Well, what are your parents doing? The other thing, too, they allegedly, I'm going to use the word allegedly, because on this one I would like to challenge them, but too bad, Emma, too late. That was many years ago. When you were on your senior high school year, then they would come and have you passing some questionnaires, and it will tell you what it would do. And for me, it was just too vague because some of them didn't make any sense. But they allegedly profile you, quote unquote, to what you should be doing. Again, if you dream of something and they put you in a different little box, you're pretty much in big doo-doo. But it was very interesting to talk to him today. It was amazing to listen to his story and what he's doing. Basically, becoming the gap between the children and the community, meaning companies, businesses want to be involved in there, because if you know that somebody is going to come and come into your company, might become an engineer, then some of the company actually are sending those children to engineering schools and show them that, you know, they are paying for it. But at the time the children are done and graduate, guess where they go to work? Directly for that company. And it was amazing to see it, because I said internship should be back. It's not only when, you know, you're in university and stuff like that, you have to do some internship. It should be when they are 15, 14, 15, 16, just to give you a taste of, okay, if you want to become a lawyer, then let's spend a week there. If you want to become an engineer and you want to learn to create some medical devices, as an example, then let you get in for a couple of weeks, you know, during the summer, whenever, and go there and see really what it's all about and understanding, do you feel it's for you? You'll be amazed to see when you help to refocus and narrow it down. It helps the children, because you can feel, and again, we had a great conversation about that too, about his son, who feel the pressure to fit. So if you don't go to the university, you're a failure. I'm like, no, you're not, because I do know a lot of people who have not gone through university. They have no bachelor degrees, and they are running companies. It's not an exception. You can go to trade school and find where you need to be in your life. You could go back to university if you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, and go a few hours during the week online and pass your bachelor or whatever. But again, the society we're living in put us a pressure where we have to be a certain way, we have to do this, we have to do that. If you don't fit the mold, then there, you're the problem. And it's like, no, we're all different. We're all different. So our path is going to be different. Whatever we do will be different. And it's like, yeah, you don't have to think that, oh my God, if this is going, but this, I don't fit the mold. Well, we don't fit the mold because we don't have the same mold. Hey, you ever think about that? Like I mentioned to him, I said, you know, I like the story with his son because he was concerned to be a disappointment to his parents. And I'm like, he should not feel this way. Just because everybody goes to university and maybe he's interested to go to a trade school, or he doesn't know what he wants to do yet, and he's interested to learn something or trade school like electrician or anything, just go for it. You know, I told him, I said, you know, when you think about it, if look at the a pastry chef, look at a baker, look at a cook, look at maybe an electrician, and those guys can start to work for a few years for a company, then they can start their own business, their own shop, and they could be as successful than anybody else is, even more. They can maybe, the electrician at the beginning, maybe can create air conditioning that will be so freaking revolutionary that, guess what, everybody is going to buy it. You know nothing until you're there. And you should not clip the wings to anyone either. There is possibilities. I said, I mentioned to him, I said, yeah. And I said to him, I said, yeah, he could have his own business. Who cares? I said, when he's done, he can learn his craft and then he can start his own business. Like, there is absolutely nothing wrong about that. And it's like, yeah, you're right. I said, I know. You should be able to do it. You should not be limiting yourself or thinking, well, I didn't go to the university, so I'm a failure, so I'm never. No, you can't. You can start your own little business. You can do a lot of things. And you know what? You learn in your own timing too. That's the other thing too. You have to learn on your own timing. It's not my timing. It's not the neighbor's timing and the cousin. No, it's yours. Whatever time it takes for you to do it, just do it. Don't feel you got to have pressure about everything else because somebody says so. Ooh, I love what I just. Okay, so as I was speaking, I love that card actually. The Field of Dreams. I have to take a picture of it. I have to post it because that card is beautiful. I just was showing the cards for the map, the Enchanted Map from Colette Baron Reed. I love her cards. They're beautiful. They're like, oh my goodness. And this one is awesome because it's the Field of Dream. This is my favorite card, actually. One of my favorite cards, the Field of Dream, because your Field of Dream is where you're going to be planting the seeds and for accomplishing what you want to do next. So in this case, it's your thoughts, feeling, and beliefs are always engaging the vast field of pure potential. We are potential. And like I'm explaining right now for the story, it doesn't matter if you've been to the university or not. You can have your own business. It doesn't matter what the world of the illusional world of the ego feels what should be the norm, what you should be look like, what should be tall, skinny, voluptuous, not voluptuous, whatever the deal is. It doesn't matter. We are who we are, and we have to embrace who we truly are. We have to love ourselves. Like Dr. Goodman said, we have to love ourselves first, which I totally agree with this one too, because maybe sometimes it takes years to love ourselves because we don't like what we see in the mirror. But guess what? It's our outer shell. We have to nurture it. We have to take care of it. We have to respect it. And we have to treat it as a sacred space. That's what we got to do. So, for the card is telling us this is the perfect time to harness the field of vast potential not yet realized in your life. Great abundance is yours if you're willing to do the work alongside the gentle gardener. I love my gentle gardener. My gentle gardener is a sweet, as a little lady who's helping and reminding me very clearly things that I'm forgetting, especially when you're talking about your field of dream, your own garden. Be clear about your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. Concentrate on your best life, regardless of the temporary outer conditions imposed upon you by the greater world, which has its own story to tell. You have a basket full of seeds that are quite powerful for your talent and divinely inspired, and will indeed lead to a great harvest to be shared with others. You will reap what you have sown. Dream big, dream beautiful, take actions, and tend to the garden of your life and experience extraordinary life. So I put the word life at the end, but I like this one, the last one, for one reason, actually. You will reap what you have sown, which is so true. Dream big, dream beautiful, take actions, and tend to the garden of your life, aka mind your own business. That's telling you something. But that reminds me, the last word that was written here is extraordinary. That reminds me of Dr. Dyer, and I was on one of his talk. I don't remember which one it was, but it's on YouTube. Are you living an ordinary life, or are you living an extraordinary life? Which one do you want to experience? I'm going to say I want to live an extraordinary life, and actually I am doing it. Yep, I am. I'm living it. I'm talking to amazing people. I'm doing great shows. I'm doing fabulous collaboration I didn't even know existed. And all because I decided and I told my mind, and I told the universe, and I told the spirit, then this is what I want to do. I want to live an extraordinary life. Ordinary, it's fine. I like it. It's cool. But I want extraordinary. I want to live an extraordinary life. So it is for all of us a possibility, but it's how we doing it. Are we claiming we're living an ordinary life, or are we claiming, oh my goodness, it's like my voice go, ooh, ooh, a little water from the very suspicious Brita. Oh, I call it suspicious because I rise to poke fun of their filters when I don't talk properly English or things go a-wired. But we're going to accuse Brita for a minute. So it is our choice to decide. Do I want to be extraordinary or ordinary? You can be ordinary, but I like the word extraordinary because it brings more adventures. It opens up the doors to infinite possibilities. It's just beautiful. It's the right combination. It's the magic. It's minding our own business. Yay. That's what I love. Mind your own business. Woohoo. I'm going to have some t-shirt made. I'm serious. Or a sash. And I'm going to say, mind your own business. That's it on there with an exclamation point at the end. That's true. When you decide to mind your own business, to go on your field of dream, to start to focus on what you want to accomplish in your life, oh my God, you're transforming your life. Life is becoming better. It's like, oh my goodness, it's like, woohoo, I'm on a trip of a lifetime here. But a lot of people don't realize that. A lot of people are like, well, I don't know, I don't like my life. I don't like this. I don't like, well, if you don't like it, change it. Stop talking about it. Change it. Be honest with your own self. Don't wait somebody to do it and I'm going to come with a magic wand and I'm going to do it for you because it doesn't happen. Nope. However, when you start to change your mind, when you start to modify your patterns, when you start to roll up your sleeve and go into the unknown, into uncharted territory, that's what we call it, unknown, aka uncharted territory, new path, new way, guess what happened? Opportunity will be flowing, dropping on your lap left and right. I'm experiencing this right now with different people. Then I'm talking, and I'm going to do more collaboration, which I actually love. Especially today was amazing because if you go on Podomatic under Emma's Universe, it's posted. It's a conversation with AJ Donaldson. But listen to him talking because he didn't realize that. Well, I did an introduction before he came inside to talk. But all of the question I had, and I said to him before we recorded, it's a conversation we've got between the two of us. So he didn't know what to expect. But we went and dig through everything, every aspect of who he is in 2 hours and his company to really deliver the message, the core value, what is his mission. And it's amazing because it's like, whoa, good question. I was smiling. I'm like, yeah, you're talking with the universe, buddy. So you don't know what's going to come next. But there is reason that he was here today to explain all of this, to be able to show his dreams, his passion when he was 23, that, hey, I can do mentorship. But he redefined it in a way that he was taught because of the mentors that he had. It's extraordinary. He is living an extraordinary life. We all live an extraordinary life. We just have to remind ourselves it's an extraordinary life. You can be ordinary. There is nothing wrong with ordinary, actually. But would you rather live an extraordinary life, do amazing things that you will never believe is possible, than an ordinary life where life is good? Nothing wrong with that. You mind your own business. Life is ordinary. That's all. So that's why it's like I love an extraordinary life because this is the opportunities of lifetime. This is the craziest things you will ever meet. You're going to meet people that you have no idea you would have. We're talking on wisdom. It's like, holy crap, really? You would have told me that 6 months ago. Well, hold on. Let me calculate. Yeah, 6 months ago. I'm like, let's do a calculation. Let's see. Yeah. No idea. I had no clue how much it would evolve and change and modify and give other opportunity to talk with people like Dr. Goodman, like other people that once in a while I do go on their chat because I'm thinking about. I saw Marcella. I want to say hi to Marcella. I love her conversation. But you go talk to Ivan, who's drop off this afternoon on mine, and I like to listen to what Ivan has to say as well. But you got amazing people having amazing conversation you would have even never thought possible because we're an app. But who would have known that app existed? For people who are coming right now on board and learning about wisdom, they're like, holy crap, I walk into something special. It's totally different. It's like, it's a community. Can I talk? Okay. And people are actually listening to me. Whoa, they are hearing me. Whoa, there's something new. Somebody is hearing me. I'm visible to somebody and learning from each other. That's amazing. How many people have that opportunity? Well, not many, obviously, because some, are struggling every single day. I'm laughing because guess who's coming? By the way, question before you say anything, Dr. Goodman. Did you got some more pumpkin pie or did you eat it all?
Yes, I ate it all. Actually, I ate the last piece
When?
uh,
This
right
afternoon?
after this afternoon. I didn't realize just the batteries had went down,
Oh.
and so I never really looked up there in the corner. I kept looking at
Oh,
the time.
yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Because you drop like a fly. And I'm like, he's eating the last pie. The last piece of pie is eating it. And it's like, I don't care what we're going to talk about anymore, Emma. I am dropping because the pie is better.
yeah. Well, I was calling back to apologize for that.
Oh, no worries. No worries.
Yeah,
You're always, I accept your apologies and no worries about it. It was funny actually. It was like, oh, I was talking to you and I'm asking a question. I'm like, oh, okay, well, he gone. Dr. Goodman, he gone. What happened? I'm like, okay, but let's move on. It's like, there was
right.
probably a good reason. No.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
should see.
I answered the person too. I'm sitting there just talking and waiting
Yep.
for your response, and I looked up and the screen was black.
Isn't it awesome? It's like, so we could just say, no, Dr. Goodman dropped off because that was the pie. The pumpkin pie did it. That is it. It's
uh,
like, I'm looking at it, I'm staring at it, I want to eat it. Guess what? I'm
yeah.
dropping.
Well, after it dropped, I just plugged it in and went up there and got the last piece of pie and made another
Very
cup of
good.
coffee and waited.
Uh-huh.
So it's at 49%
Okay.
now. So
That's not that bad. Uh,
no.
did you put it on your want list? You wanted another pie or not? Because I will put it on my want list. By
Oh,
the way.
she took out the pumpkin pie cookies. She had cooked a whole about 2 dozen of them, and she
Mm.
had about a dozen of them frozen. So she took out about four of them this afternoon.
Yeah.
So actually, that's
I,
what I'm eating on now.
I, I'm sad I'm only eating the cookies, the
Yeah,
pumpkin cookies. That's it. But I wanted the
yeah,
pie
right. With this here cup of coffee.
and a cup
Yeah,
of coffee. Yeah, let's not forget the cup of coffee. Yep, signature.
yeah,
That's your signature, the cup of coffee.
yeah.
That's
But
it.
earlier I was saying about that lady. She really was surprised about somebody was willing to talk about the relation, not only the relationship, but the abuse in the relationship. And there was somebody that actually had experience in that, not just went through it. I didn't go through it on the basis of having that problem, but being a coach of that, and just talking to people about, how to resolve, uh, diminish the
Yeah.
anger,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
and
Oh,
so
I agree. I was said I've been in abusive relationship as well. So, and it was more. I will say it's never been physical because I always said, and that happened when I was younger. That was one thing I was talking about my 19th, when I was 19th, and I made some mistake, and that happened. We live and learn, like we say. And wrong decision that I very quickly realized afterwards what was happening, but I was a little too late. Even if you're a strong-minded person, it doesn't mean that you are not going to experience abuse either.
Right.
And one thing that that person did, and I said it, and the tone of my voice was very clear to this individual. He raised his hand. And I looked at him and I said, if you do it, you better to kill me, because if you don't, I'm going to get up and I'm going to kill you. So don't ever raise your hand again. Never did. He never touched me, but I made it sure he understood that if you ever touch me, kill me right there. And you better to finish me up, because I will get up and kill you. Seriously. I'm like, no. But to be in an emotional relationship, oh, heck yes, I've been there. And that's what I said, when we talked about it. I said, and I mentioned that, I said the scars, we don't see the scars, we don't know. Nobody knows who's getting verbally abused. And even people who gets abused have no idea until, like we talked about it a little bit, and I think there will be more, I think, about that as well, about violence, and not only the physical but the emotional abuse.
Mm-hmm.
Because I truly believe that some people are in abusive relationship, but they don't know they're in an abusive relationship until somebody, like we did yesterday, we basically brush a little bit the surface of the iceberg on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Then they're like, wow, okay, yeah, I'm in an abusive relationship. I'm with somebody else's who is not empowering me but drowning me. I'm with somebody else's who criticize me. I'm with somebody else's who basically put me down so badly, then, or I'm always fighting, to like, no, it's not happening, or I become submissive and believe that crap. Either way.
Right. And the point of you in a crowd of people, and just a look at that person, you know what they're thinking, because if you don't, then when you get home, you're going to get beat up, and so it's fear that I'm going to make the wrong mistake or said a wrong mistake.
Yep.
And so it's just constantly fear, but you want to be approved of, no,
approved of, or
right,
I
approved.
don't know if do you think it's
yes, you want to be approved of, but you feel like the only person going to approve of you is this person abusing you, so you're going to be quiet and take it, so until someone said, hey, let me help you, you come to conscious of what it is that happening, and you make that decision, then you are like, come out of it. But it's the approval of you, yourself, within yourself, to be approved by someone else. And so as soon as you go ahead.
Yeah, now I'm going to play the devil advocate for a sec on this one. Are you sure that it's only the approval, not the conditioning? Because those people who are
That's why I said.
narcissistic.
That's why I said fear and approval.
Okay.
They condition
Yes,
together. It's a condition.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Because for me, the approval has a different meaning. This is what I love when I have conversation with Dr. Goodman, because I want clarification. Because for me, the word approval is somebody, and per experience and what happened to me, I did not needed the approval. So for me, it wasn't, when I entered that relationship, first of all, it was a mistake, and I should have listened to my gut feeling, because my gut feeling was saying, you are making a mistake, but did not listen to somebody else's, should not. So when your gut feeling is telling you don't do it, just don't do it. But it wasn't the approval. It was basically, like you said, the conditioning that were progressive and the technique that was used, but it wasn't physical, it was emotional, and the way to get in somebody else's mind as well.
Mine, exactly.
And
Yeah,
that's, to me, that's why I have a clarification from you when you said approval, because for me it's like, no, no, no.
yeah. I say
In my
in
like, no.
no, in their mind, the only person going to approve of them is the person abusing them.
Yeah.
That's what they got in their mind.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yep.
until they come out of that. Is what I'm saying. That's what
Okay.
I
Thank
said.
you.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I know, but I needed, for me, for my own peace of mind, I needed a clarification on what you said, because for me it was like, what? No, no, no.
Well, I'm double making clarification for
Yeah.
whoever listens. It's 32
Yep.
people here,
Yep.
so I don't want y'all to get the wrong understanding. Abuse is okay. It's not.
Oh no,
Not
it's
even
not.
to
Mm-mm.
yourself.
Mm-mm.
You know, and that's what most abuses start within yourself. You are allowing that person to abuse you, so
Mm-hmm.
you stop. So
Oh, I
if you,
recognize I did. On my case, I was took the wrong decision for sure. That was the stupid. Well, it's not a well. It was the wrong decision. I'm not gonna. I was ready to say the word, and I stopped on my track. It was a learning moment as well for me, but it was the
hmm
wrong decision that I made by not listening to my gut feeling, to what the universe was telling me.
yeah, but you hear what the other person said, and you decide to do it, but you didn't listen to your gut feeling or instinct. You
Yeah, because
know,
I lean on somebody else's who gave me the wrong, what you said, somebody who knew that person, and they said, oh yeah, that would be cool, blah blah blah, and I listened to their feedback, which I never should do, and I'm like, yeah,
right,
next time listen to your gut feeling, because your instinct, your spirit will always tell you. It doesn't lie. The other person, I don't think they knew that person very well to start with, but every time they met that person, they had a good conversation, everything was fine. But again, you never know what's going behind
closed
closed
doors.
doors, and that
Really,
is yeah, exactly. Because trust me, it was a different. Oh yeah, the beginning it was nice, but when like the magic went down, disappeared, and the what I call it the honeymoon phase was done, then that was, yeah, Emma, here's the reality now, and you're being conditioned, and you're realizing after a while something is off. There is something that is not right, and you finally put your finger into it and said, okay, that's not where I need to be. There is something wrong. This needs to stop, and it stopped. But it was at a very high price at the end of the day. So the awareness came afterwards, and did not realize, it's like a snake charmer. You don't know what's happening, and you're being charmed until a point it feels it's too late. And that's what some people who have gone through abuse feel it's too late, and they're stuck, or they think they're stuck. Or you look at it and I said, it's never too late, and you do the move. So, yeah, that's
right,
good. That's good.
yeah. And coming up, people, I'm your friend. I'm your friend.
Yeah.
And they say, Jay, man, we friends. I said we associates. No, my friends. I can't throw them. See, that was the idea I used to say that.
Yeah. That's.
I forgot how I used to say that. It used to be funny, but it's like I don't say everybody's my friend. No,
Yeah.
no, and it was too many of these guys who was stabbing you in the back and stuff, and oh, I'm your friend. I was with my friend James. You wasn't with me. You know, I seen you
Yeah.
on the corner, and I said hi, and I kept walking. And that's the way of life. You pick and choose. And relationship goes the same way. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
okay, I know you, but I really don't know of you. I know what
Yeah.
you said about yourself to me, but somebody else can come and say something else, and hey, an older person might say, "Oh yeah, he ripped me off. He's a thief." You know.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly. Yeah,
so you have to really think about. That's why I said you sit down and talk about your do's and don'ts. You know,
hmm
but and that is you really get to know the person. You know, and but I know a lot of people. Even myself. At a early age. I just want to go out and have fun. And so that was that. But first, me want to take that woman to church the next day. It was out of the question. And the same with her. You know.
I met you once and let's go get married. Woohoo!
Really?
No.
No. So,
I'm getting
yeah,
married. Yay!
really.
Are you going to spend the money too? Because I'm going to give you the groceries of what I want to see that day.
Really? Sure.
There will be a limo. Remember that. We're not going to go to the opera, but we're going to go somewhere else.
Hmm. And that's another thing I think about a lot. I was born in the back of a limousine in
I know.
'57. I mean, hey, I was on a road, and I was born in style.
Yeah, you
Sure.
did. You ride in style. You're born in style. It's awesome,
It,
Doctor
it was
Goodman.
it
You
was
got it.
awful. So sure.
You
No,
got it
so
going. You got it going on, Doctor Goodman. You got it going on.
yeah, so why uh, throw water on the fire now? On
Exactly.
my fire. That hey, it's my fire. So hey, I lit it a long time ago. So
Oh, no,
hey,
that's
now
awesome.
I'm reaping the proceeds of it. That's what I see. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I love it. No, but
Yeah.
that's so true. So, but I'm glad that person acknowledged the fact that we're talking because it's not all roses and bonbons into a relationship either.
It's not.
So, no, it's working. We always said I heard it so many times, and I'm like, no, it's not. Well, yes, it is. It's working. It's not easy every day, but you have to work at it. It's like your garden. You have to maintain it.
That's right. No,
Hmm
I mean, it's like right before the show yesterday. I was like looking for something, looking real hard, and I looked around, and Denise was holding it. I said, "Oh, okay." It just calmed me down. you know, She's standing there just looking at me, holding it, waiting
Yeah.
for me to notice it. You know, but instead of her interrupting me, and saying, "James, James, here, or James," it's just like she let me calm myself down.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
And so, yeah.
Exactly.
So hey,
Yes, yes.
and hey, I'm still learning. She's still learning. You know, and I still thinking about them earrings. I mean, like
Hmm
earlier I was saying if I had a camera, I was trying to say the batteries would have went down, you know, for taking so many pictures, of her smiling, me talking
Yes.
about her, just like that, and so it felt good, you know, so
Yes. Yeah. No, but that's yeah, that's life. That's how it should be. And realizing we're all student of life, and even though we can be master in our own field, that doesn't mean we are not gonna continue to learn. That's what I said. We're living an extraordinary life. We don't have an ordinary life. We're having an extraordinary life. We are on a great path. We're doing good things, and there will be ripples into this world. It will
yeah,
be some beautiful positive ripples into this world. We have to do it. We have to make it, and ensuring that we're student of life. If you're done to learn, good for you. I'm like, yay, good for you. But in my
hmm,
book, no, I'm not done to learn. I continue, and I will continue to learn until my last breath because that's who I am. But yes,
yeah, yeah. Like I have it on my website. Like I said, learn, unlearn, and relearn. And so
yeah,
I'm willing to do that. Every time I
yeah,
talk to somebody, I'm learning something. You know,
yeah.
and so I'm taking it in. And hey, if this person start talking out the side of his head, I know it's time to stop talking to that person, you know,
Yeah.
because it's like they trying to control me. Oh, that's out of the question, you know.
Yeah. No,
So
it should not be. It should not be that way at all.
yeah,
At all. So that's why it's yeah, that's the life of a thousand. That's who we are, and I love that the adventure we're in. We are in a great I don't know ride of a lifetime.
yeah, right, yeah. A long time ago, my mom said to my sister, "Stop telling your brother what to do and ask him.
Yeah,
He'll most likely do it."
yeah.
And she looked at me and she asked me, and I said, "Yes." And she said, "For real?" Like that.
I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah. But because she was the older sister and I was the oldest brother,
Yeah,
I mean, she just felt like she could run around and tell me what to do and tell other people what to do, And it's like, y'all respect each other. He respect you, you
yeah,
know. And so, and then she did. She started asking me, you know.
mm-hmm.
So and it did feel a lot better, And I felt like she was respecting me as I was respecting her, because I was doing it all alone, So I didn't, I didn't quite know why she was disrespecting me, and then she told me one day, she's like, "You always right." I'm always right. You know.
Yeah.
You know?
Isn't it irritating when somebody's or isn't know at all? And yes, it's like yeah, it's irritating, isn't it? Especially
Yeah.
when they put it back in your face, like what?
What? Really?
That's right.
No. Yeah, you're always right. That's what she said.
Yeah.
I like, and so when mom or dad says something, I like hesitating and say, "Go ahead, James. You know the answer."
Isn't that funny?
Right. And she the
You
one
cannot help.
start saying
It's just
it.
like
you
you're like tripping. It's like you're drooling. It's like yes, I got the answer. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you. I'm just waiting. I'm gonna start in blocks. I'm ready to go.
really, you know. Did somebody else hear mom say the answer? Once before, not just me.
Yeah, exactly. No, but I love
So,
it. I think it's so true. But this is life, so we have to be open to hear messages. We have to be able to explore. And yes, in our exploration in life, we can make mistakes. That's for sure. That's how we learn. That's how we learn. So for me, talking about being in a abusive relationship, yes, I did. And I recognize the mistake I made too. I should not. The universe told me not to, but somehow I listened to somebody, and I'm accountable for it because I'm the one who did it, not the person who gave me the wrong advice. So I'm not gonna accuse that person. I never did because I look back. I'm like, yeah, I should have known better. I should have listened to my gut feeling. I should have listened to the
you
spirit, and
should
I
have
did not.
listened. That's right. Yeah.
Exactly. So you put accountability where it's supposed to be. Yes, it needs. You need to be two to dance, and I did. I entered that dance. That wasn't a pretty one, but I entered this one. So
Hmm.
it's a learning curve. It's learning.
Yeah.
It's life.
Yeah. And I heard a teacher ask one of the student. She said, "Are you listening to me?" And he said, "Yes, I hear you." She said, "I know you hear me because you're talking to me, but are you listening to me?"
I love it. That's a good point right there. I love that. Well, no, I wasn't, but I hear you.
I hear you. I know you hear me because you're talking to me, but are you listening?
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
No.
Yeah.
And so,
Love it.
and again, I said, wow, I thought about what my uncle said to me. Tell me in your own words.
Yep. Yep.
So, okay. So I learned to listen as well as hear.
Exactly. I love it. That's a
Yeah.
great way. That's a
Yeah.
fabulous way. No, I
Yeah.
love it. It's great.
Yeah. I said, I
It's
think it was, college, I forgot his name, but I was saying, here at five senses. And I said, it's another one, and his lady said, listening. And I said, I said, well, that's right.
Yeah.
And I looked back and I said, well, we said hearing, but when is the last time somebody really listened to you?
Yeah.
Because I already know what he's going to say. So he's going to say it, and I'm like, yeah, okay. But are you really listening to that person?
Yeah,
Like the
because
teacher said,
yeah, no, but that's
which is
true.
fun. That's true.
That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
Sometimes we don't want to hear what a person has to say, so we're gonna hear that person, but we're not gonna be listening to
So
that person. So I
that's
agree.
right.
Yeah,
That's right. Yeah.
you can repeat word for word what they're saying, but that doesn't mean we're listening to them. Sorry, I'm hearing you, but I'm not listening to you.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why he said, tell me your own words.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, I had to understand what it is that I'm about to say to him, as well as said in my own words what he just said to me.
Yeah,
You know.
hmm,
So
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Yep.
And he used to say he wanted to taught me how to play checkers. You know.
Oh, cool.
Oh yeah. And once he taught me, and we was sitting there playing, and thought I really had it down pack. He beat me every time.
Isn't it awesome when they do that?
Yeah.
Okay, funny story about this one. That was my father who started to learn when he was in a nursing home over there after his strokes. He learned to play chess, and he wanted to start to teach me. But again, he's a bad loser and he's highly competitive. So started to play with him. Like, cool. I'm like, I'm going to learn to play chess, and I love it. Well, I don't know. The universe was moving the pieces on that chessboard because I have no clue what I was doing half of the time. Like, I'm going to move this, I'm going to move that. Well, I was blocking his game. That pissed him off. So he did not want to teach me anymore that. I blocked his game every single time, and I didn't know I was blocking his game. I was mad. So he stopped me, like, I'm not teaching you. I'm like, well, I don't know what I'm doing. What do you do? I'm like, no, I don't. So yeah, he didn't want to play with me anymore. Isn't it awesome? He got pissed, and he thought he could beat me, and he could not beat me at all.
He's gonna show you.
Yeah, he wanted to beat me every time, and he could not, and he got so mad. And I'm like, why are you mad at? And that was the competitive side. So talk to me about chess about me, yeah. I didn't know what I was doing when I was moving. Oh, you move this one, this one. I'm like, okay, well, let's start to play. And he was so happy. It's like, I'm going to beat her. I'm going to teach her. But at the same time, I'm going to still beat her. And he did not. And he tried. He did not. He gave up. So I said, no, we're not playing anymore. I'm like, okay, fine. So I still would like to learn to continue to play chess, for sure. But with somebody who's open, not somebody who feel like it's a competition. But yeah, that was fun. So yeah, he did not beat me on this one. It wasn't even done in purpose. So what are you gonna do this weekend? Nothing yet, or anything else?
Well, it's still some snow out there. I was a little surprised it snowed. I thought it was over, but it surprised me, and it snowed some this morning.
Oh really?
So
Oh.
yeah, so I'm just doing some stuff in the basement. And,
Oh, down into the basement. Okay, you're
yeah.
like Katie Bate on what was the movie? She got the guy hostage. I forgot. It's a Stephen King movie book. I forgot the name of it. He's a writer and he had an accident and she rescued him and she kept him hostage. I forgot. It was
I remember that. Yeah,
so what's going on in a basement, Doctor? Man, is
I'm
Vegas
just
a basement?
well, my studio's here in the basement.
Okay.
It's well as I got my tools and like that. So I just thought it's time to do a little cleanup inside. Before it get
Nice.
since it's starting to get warm, act like it. If it stops snowing,
Yep.
it's yeah.
No, but
But hey,
that's
it's
good.
yeah. Let's see. March is already coming. It's already what
Next week, yeah, I know.
next week? Yeah.
I
It's
know, surprising, isn't it? It's like amazing, surprising, shocking. As I mentioned that earlier this week, I'm like, I cannot
just
believe we're at the end of February. I'm like, oh my
yeah.
goodness, it's time flies. It's unbelievable. So yeah, March is right around the corner, which
Eh,
means we should be hitting spring very soon, even though it might be more snow, but at least the temps should start to climb up, hopefully. That's the bigger hope we biggest hope we can ever have. It's the temps climbing. Just it's gonna be awesome. We want awesomeness. We are all about awesomeness. But yeah, it should be very very interesting. So yeah, I know the pups had the luxury today. We went to the what do you call it, the baseball field, and they played in the snow. And yes, they play papillon. Those are stinkers. They decided to play papillon on me. I didn't want the same entryway than I did last week, where I had my big
hello.
fall. Are you still here?
Yes, that was Denise calling, letting me
Okay.
know that Dylan's in about 30 minutes.
All
You know.
right.
Yeah.
We're all gonna
Yeah.
come upstairs and have a little dinner with you guys.
Oh, okay.
Told Denise there's about 56 people coming in.
Really?
She needs to bring a little bit more cookies out of the freezer at this point.
At this point, really, no, sure.
Or we bring our own food and we're gonna eat with you guys. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, some of them is across the sea, in different time zone. Uh, 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 but in any case, hey, you all is welcome.
All
No,
right.
yeah,
So everybody, in 10 minutes, we all go to. We're gonna beam to your place, and we'll be all in the kitchen. Where
right.
Denise gonna be shocked to see all of that many people in the house. We're gonna give her a heart attack.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna beam all y'all into the living room.
Exactly. Living room, ready to have a conversation, eating our food. We'll be just fine.
Yeah.
I like the idea, actually.
It,
That's
it,
awesome.
yeah, it is, isn't it? But it's really fun, actually being on here and just talking to different people, and the lady today she said, "This is my first time on, and you my first guest, so you have to walk me through it." And I
Oh,
said,
that's
"Okay,
nice. Oh,
yeah,
I love the fact that it was her first time and she took the mic. That's
yes,
awesome. Who do
yeah."
you remember the first name?
Uh, no, but I introduced her to you, so because she was very really interested in getting her business started and stuff. So, I,
Okay.
yeah, I like that. So,
Okay, cool. Well, I can talk if she connect with me, I can talk to her and have a conversation of where she needs to go. That would be awesome. And
right,
I'm happy people are jumping in and take the mic and host their own show. That to me, I'm like, yes, you can be an observer, you can be a listener, but
right,
to me the key is when you're on wisdom is do a show so you can start to communicate, start to share your story, whatever you want to share in in my book in a positive and mindful way as much as possible, because you heard me earlier in a conversation where I talk about what happened to me with that relationship and what I said to this individual, which is true. Actually, it's a true feedback that I give to that person. But it's awesome for me. It's great. It's great when people really come and do this. I know it's scary at the beginning to do that. It's very very scary. For me, it was like holy crap. But it was a moment where you have to make a decision. Are you going to become the observer or stay the observer, or are you going to step up to the plate? That's what I'm trying to say.
right, yeah.
So
Right, yeah. I mean, I was just actually being an observer and talking to whoever come on and invite me. But since you challenged me, then it's like, well,
yes, I
I'm
did.
yes, you did.
Yes, I did. I
Yeah. So,
recognize it.
but hey, it was fun. I mean, I was like, okay, what reason do I have to tell these peoples about how good I have it? But it's a lot of people is coming out of that, saying they can't do it and do it. So that's like also encouraged me to tell my story and to have people have a positive attitude about what it is that they want to do and how they want to live their life, like that.
I agree, and that's where the word, do you want to live an ordinary life, which is fine, there's nothing wrong about it, or do you want to live an extraordinary life? And I choose option number two. I want an extraordinary life. I want to blow my mind with experience and being able to live it to the fullest, because we all can. And being here, and if that helps somebody to be inspired to do something and transform their lives slowly but surely, my job is done. That's it.
That's right.
Hmm.
My
Yeah.
mom said, James, you are really unique. You tell very unique stories.
I
Okay,
agree.
mom. No, and it's like my mom saying this to me, and it's like I almost like was speechless. My heart was in my mouth, but it
Yeah.
just felt good that I was being acknowledged, by my mother, and as well as my grandmother, my aunt, and so. And when she brought us to 24 encyclopedias, I didn't have no reason to go to the library. So everything I thought about, I looked it up. And if I didn't know that, I looked that up.
Yeah.
And my sister said, "Oh, James reading the dictionary again." You know, I said, "Oh,
As you are.
I'm reading this encyclopedia." She said, "Oh, James is reading the encyclopedias." I said, "No, just this one." Then she wants to say, "No, if you don't know the word, you're gonna keep going until you find the answer to that word, and you're
Yeah.
gonna end up reading all of them." So, okay, I'm reading the encyclopedias, Anne. No,
Exactly. And that's what,
yeah,
sometimes that's what you got to do. And it's
yeah.
nice that you got the encyclopedia. Me, I was just looking at the pictures actually, than the encyclopedia before itself. So you were reading the words, I was just looking at the pictures. And I'm serious when I say that. I refuse to uh, read and write. And I never told, well, I don't think I shared that story, but when I was little, I refused to read and write. So it's the little one, the middle sister, the little one who was trying, because my mom had no patience and she would have killed me on the spot. So that was the little one who was doing it, and she was refusing until she looked at me and she said, "If you don't do it, she's gonna be mad at me." So I had to learn because of that. Otherwise, I would refuse to learn to read and write when I was little. I'm serious on this one. That's a true story, actually. It's like,
Hmm.
really? It's like, yeah. So when I, when, and they had, they were not, like I said, we were not rich, we were poor, but we still had books. And everybody was reading their books. I never read the books. I could care less about the books. However, if there were images and stuff like that, then I will spend my time to be the dreamer and dream about it and dreaming in my head and having that magical world that I was living in. That's what I was doing. And I got interested of stories and books when I was 18
Hmm.
to read them. We had to read some at school, so I had no choice than to read the books at school. But I wasn't interested to have to read the books. And I no, there wasn't 18 actually. It was that was my uncle. So it was when he was back. I was about 16, 17, something like that. And that was somebody who I borrowed the book, and that was the true story of Judge Michel, who was a judge in South France in Marseille, and got basically killed by the mafia. So that was the first book then I read, and it was very well written actually, And this is what interested me to start to read books. And I went from Hitchcock to Stephen King's to history book because I love history. But that love came later on. It did not come when I was younger because it's like, are you freaking kidding me? I'm not going to sit down and read a freaking book. I have something else better to do. Let me play with my imagination. But I did that later on. So, and I was on my own willing moment and time too. Let's put it this way: the stubborn side of me let me discover that. And I love books and I love to read them and stuff like that. But it was very interesting to do that. Yes, it was.
Right. You know, hey, different strokes for different focus. First, my culture coming up, I did watch the people's come in and still was living on the plantations, and they was living that lifestyle, and they feel like they couldn't get ahead, and so, but yeah, a lot of them say if you got the opportunity to do it, and even though it wasn't none of my relatives, I just hear them say it, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna take that opportunity. If it comes towards to me, then I'm gonna do something, But and also when that opportunity came, I did it, Especially after I found out I was dyslexic, and the encouragement my family had gave me before I even found that out, telling a few people I learned to drive a truck at the age of 10. They thought I was joking, so it was like maybe it was funny that the tractor was there, and I got on it and told them how to run it and stuff, and I said I used to drive these tractors, and
Probably look at you and say, "What?" It's like, yeah.
yeah. And then one of the guys said, "Well, Jamie, some of the country guys, you know, and they, I was like, they jumped up and bought this tractor and didn't know how to drive it or nothing,
Yeah.
you know." And the man was sitting on the seat, So I got after I moved the tractor, gave the owner the manual, and he said, "What's this for?" I said, "To learn how to drive it,"
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So
Yeah,
they said, "Well, can't you drive it?" I said, "Yeah, I mean, but I'm not going to drive it for you unless you pay me."
exactly.
Sure.
I love it. Oh
Hmm.
my God. But
And
no.
that's one of the things Vic said. You have know-how that people pay other people to do.
Yeah,
So if you know how to do it, and if they want you to do it, tell them to pay you. And if they don't, they can go and pay somebody else. Sure.
exactly.
Really, and there was quite a few things I've walked around there and was doing, and they was paying me without even me asking.
Yeah,
Like, hey, you want to know, or you want to do it, or you want me to do it. Well,
yeah.
you pay me for it, So
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
exactly, and that's one thing Vic said. If somebody wants something from you bad enough to the point that they'll pay for it, they will because they would value it more and hear what it is that you have to say.
I agree. I totally agree with you on this one. And it's not and a service. You need an exchange as well. It has to be an exchange, no matter what. So,
That's right. Yeah.
mhm,
So,
absolutely.
yeah, I said, wow, the value of what it is that I know, is value enough to them people to pay me.
Yep.
So, oh, okay, and I didn't hesitate it. He was always paying me.
Yeah, exactly. I love it.
So,
No, but this is great. I love it. It's
yeah,
it's so true. So
yeah.
true. By the way, Is the dinner still rolling, or is Denise going to say something? Because I think we passed the 10 minutes. I want to
No,
keep it
I said
15 minutes, but
she said in 30 minutes.
oh,
Sorry,
30. Okay, I thought it was 10
30.
minutes. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
30 people.
Uh,
Sorry, I gave you the wrong information. We are going in 20
yes, we got
minutes.
30
We're
minutes.
all going to beam inside of the Dr. Goodsman, Goodman
Well,
living
we got
room.
20 minutes. We ain't got
We
30
got
minutes. It's been,
20 minutes. That's it.
yeah,
I want to make
yeah.
sure you're still on cue so the dinner is ready.
Oh, excuse me. Believe you me, she's going to be calling back if I'm not upstairs.
Oh, I
No.
love it. It's like
Yeah.
giving you the
So,
signal. I love that. That's
right.
great.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. No, but I love what you talk about. And I'm happy that people are giving you great feedbacks about the show, which is what it's all about, what we're doing with you and Denise. So I love that as well. To me, is, communicating and talking about all of the aspects of relationship. It's not only the pretty dandy side of it, it's every single side of a relationship.
right. The reality of who
Yeah.
you are.
Yep.
No,
Exactly.
no,
Well,
and
there.
right. Yeah. And it just really feels good to knowing that, about yourself, and I'm looking forward to having dinner. Hey, I was getting a little hungry anyway. I was going to go up there and see what was left over. It didn't matter. But, you know,
Yeah.
say, but she called and said, hey, I'm going to have dinner ready in 30 minutes. Okay. You
That's
know,
nice.
right. Did you know, I didn't ask what it was. Uh, uh, no. So whatever it
So,
is, I know I'm going to eat it.
oh, I know, but that's what she said. You eat everything, so that's what we laughed about it last time. It's like, okay, you had difficult. You eat everything. But the
Right.
question for you I have about dinner: do you make dinner to Denise?
When she lapped me,
Okay, so it's a matter to beat her to the kitchen
uh,
and
yeah,
first and send out.
right, yeah. Sometimes I surprise her when I don't know she didn't maybe have a migraine or something. She laying there asleep. I might cook something light that I know that's not going to enhance her migraine or something.
Nice.
Like that. And so
I like that. I think it's
yeah,
very thoughtful. This is nice. Yeah. Because it's nice when even for people who are not great cooks and say, well, I cannot cook because my mate does better than me. It's like, well, so who cares if you're making it a simple very dish and it's not that bad, not too complicated. Just do it because the person will be always be receptive to it. I can guarantee that. You see it as a treat.
yeah. I mean, ham and cheese.
That's right.
No,
Let's do
yeah,
the ham and cheese.
yeah.
Happy with
No.
that. Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's stuff like that. I mean,
Yeah.
simple. I mean, she liked the raisin bread, and so I just put them in the toaster, and put a jam on there on the side, a spoon or two, stuff like that in the morning, a cup of coffee, and bring it to her on a tray.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's and then I just put that at a fact.
Yep.
No,
Yep.
and that's sometimes she eats and she'll lay there and go back to sleep, and I take the tray, and she said, "Oh, I wasn't intending to go back to sleep. I was going to get up," and I said, "Okay, I'm still taking the tray, and go in there and wash the dish and come back and check on her and stuff like that,
Yeah. No, but I,
Yeah,
I love it. It's simple things that really, to me, when you do simple things, you don't have, if you want to do big things, great.
right.
But the simple thing in life, it's so nice to have it and enjoy it. And when somebody said, "Oh, I'm going to come and help you in the kitchen," it's like cool, and you're spending time together, and it's connecting, but it's enjoyable. That to me is a good thing. So if you prepare a meal for your mate, or you're participating on what do you want me to do? Do you want me to do this? Oh, can you cut the onions? Can you do this? Can you do that? It's like working together. That's
Right.
enjoyable in my book, and it doesn't matter if you're a good cook or not. It doesn't matter. It's just the time spending together and doing things and connecting, and that to me, I love it. It's a great way to connect, to be together.
Right, yeah, and just
Yeah,
like if the leftovers of in there, I know we both like it, so
yeah,
I fix my plate, fix her plate,
yeah,
take it to her in there on a tray,
yeah,
and she said, "Oh, I was coming in the kitchen to eat," I said, "Okay," and I take it back in there, and sometimes she go, "Well, since it's in here, since you brought it, and I give it to her, and then I put my stuff on a tray and walk in there and eat with
yeah.
her on the bed. Uh,
Exactly.
You
That's what I
know,
love. Yeah, it's
yeah,
very sweet. That to me is what we call it, quote unquote, romantic. It's just connecting. It's just, I love it. Simple things.
right. The central part of it.
So listen to this. Now you said that, Dr. Goodman. I'm sure we're going to receive complaint that said, are you freaking kidding me? Now Dr. Goodman is saying is bring it to the mate, the damn trend. Oh, and she's listening to it and she's going to tell me to do that every day. And we're going to complain because it will be all your fault.
Uh,
And
well,
we're gonna get the complaints of people saying, "Well, what is wrong with you, Dr. Goodman? Could you just keep it to yourself?"
yeah.
It's gonna be like, no. But those are
You know,
simple things.
yeah,
You know,
simple thing. It's like, when do I get mine? Is every time you get a gratified woman, a happy
yeah,
gratified woman, that's when you get yours.
exactly. And you know what? We always said what women want, God's want. Sorry,
Hmm.
that's a European say. Sorry.
Yeah, and the guys want the most is what you're doing right now, you know, and,
Exactly.
and they go back. Oh, I made her laugh, you know,
Yeah.
and they'll talk about that forever.
Yep.
What did you say? I don't know, but she was laughing.
Exactly.
Really? No.
So true. So true. No, but I love it. It's connecting. It's,
It
you
is
know,
connecting, really.
yeah. Yeah,
No.
it's really to, respect each other, really enjoying who we truly are. Uh, I don't know. It's the connection that matters the most, and realizing that most couples live like a little bit of roommates because they disconnect from one another. But when you do simple things that can reconnect with each other, oh, it's just enjoyable. A simple date night, you're
Hmm.
cooking together, bringing breakfast in bed. Simple thing. It doesn't need to be super duper complicated, but it's nice. It's finding back each other.
Yeah. I told a couple they both worked,
Yeah,
and on different hours, but on the weekend they had a special time together just for them, even though they might be at the park, sitting out in the front yard, whatever. It is just them two.
yeah,
You know?
exactly. No,
Yeah.
no, I totally agree with you. Um, no, I think it's nice. It's just putting time to be together, and
Hmm.
that to me is enjoyable. That is a
Yeah.
great way to connect. Even going to the grocery store and pick up food. It's like, okay, what are we gonna eat tonight? Give cereal to the kids, send them to watch a movie, and just cook for you too. That's it. You know what I mean? It's like it's not like you do the groceries for the week, but you can take a moment to just the two of you just do that and just say, well, what are we going to eat tonight? Don't know. So you go walk around and why don't we do this? What do I say? Okay, let's go get the ice cream. Let's go get. I want some fish. I want some meat. I may be a vegetarian, so I'm not going to go there. I'm going to go look for tofu. I'm going to look for stuff and together you built your own menu and then you're excited because you're buying it, you go back home and you're cooking it together. I love it. It's the kind of little things like that. As I said, it doesn't need to be huge, but it's extraordinary in a way that it's all about the communication, the excitement, and I can guarantee when I'm in the grocery store doing this, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah.
already excited because it's going to be a great meal. So
Right.
you go back home, doing it together, put it together, cook it. If you do like some of what it was last Saturday, there was what was it call it? The steaks. They were uh, New York strip steak, and I don't cook those at all. But he did. He has a way to do it. It's like, holy crap, it's pretty good. I'm like, if I do use the torch, I will burn the house down. So we're not gonna do that. Emma is stay off the torch, but he has a way to do it. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, this is pretty cool. But he did his own thing. I did the vegetables. I had some sautéed potatoes that I used. And I made them sauteed. They were so freaking good, actually. I'm like, holy crap. Except it was missing salt. I don't know. I put a ton of salt. Somehow over the rainbow, you cannot even feel the salt. I'm like, okay, that's weird. But cooking it, making it, and just enjoying it. Put it on a plate, prep it, and on table, and just have a nice conversation, too, on the top of it. It was nice. It was very simple.
Right, yeah. And that's exercise we also do. We, like, you get up in the morning, and on the way to work, you don't put a note in his briefcase, and he opens the briefcase and he see it, I'm looking forward to the night, and then while you making the bed, he done stuck a card up under the bed, saying, I'm looking forward to the night. It was fun with you having dinner last night, and so it's just like little different things like that, just keeping the romance going, the sensuality part of it, really going. I mean, you testing one another, not testing, you, what's the word I want, not, training each other on your likes, yes. And no, and so it's sort of like backwards and forth all day long, every day, and when that time come, like you said, y'all end up going to the store, cooking together, having a talk together, in the whole 9 yards, and so that's the relationship. No, not about eat food and say, oh yeah, I'm gonna tell you about my ex-husband.
I don't care about the ex-husband.
Ex-husband, really? Really?
Nothing to do with the conversation. Move along.
Move along.
New subject here, sweetheart. It's all about hers. But
really,
you're right, because the fact to go, and it was funny that I'm sharing that story actually, because it wasn't Saturday. Actually, it was a Sunday. Because Saturday night we were at the restaurant, but that was Sunday. It was very interesting because when we went to the grocery store, I saw a couple, and the poor guy was just pushing the carts like, okay, we're doing the weekly things. I just want to go and kill myself because I could care less to be in that grocery store, woman, but just go a little faster because I need this stuff in. I want to get out. But there were no engagement on that couple. You could see the guy was just following her. It's like, okay, I'm going with her. She's telling me, I gotta go to groceries. But there were no great involvement. In our case, we were looking at it and said, okay, what do you need? Well, I need to go grab the salad. I need to grab this. And, he walked somewhere and said, oh, there is the New York strip steak are like $6 each. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? And he said, no, let's go and see it. I'm like, oh, yeah, you're right. Let's go get this. It was just like building our menu as we were connecting and talking and figuring out what we needed on the top of it. And we just left Waltiti. We were at Walmart first. And this is when we got the idea and say, oh, yeah, what are we eating tonight? So I don't know. So we stopped at the other grocery store along the way because I forgot the apples. And this is how we built our... That was funny. But taking the time to do this was fun because we were connecting and we were focused on that. And after that, the conversation was great because we are not talking about any exes or anything like that. It was just about the dinner and, thanking each other at the end because the meat was awesome. And I said, wow, this is awesome. Thank you so much for the meat. And it's like, oh, thank you for the meal. It was good, blah, blah, blah. So it was connecting, taking the time to connect and just be present with each other. That was awesome, actually.
Right, yeah. Denise and I did that too. I'm pushing the cart, and she's getting stuff, and we was talking about dinner, and we got what we wanted to get. Took her to the car, cooked dinner with her, and I even set the table, and we sat there and ate, and we was just talking, and when she when we got done, I have to wash the dishes,
Yep.
and she was, that was fun, huh? I
Yeah.
said, yeah, that was, no, and we didn't talk about nothing else but how how enjoyable the dinner was being, and that was it. Nothing about the business, the work, or nothing, just what we was going to eat and how we enjoyed it. Uh,
Exactly. And it's
yeah.
nice because you unplug and you're present with your mate. To me, it's like this is a
Hmm.
time of a break because every time, every time, what are you going to do? Well, I have 7 blocks to write. I have this to do. I have the podcast. I have this. I have that. And blah, blah, blah. I have meetings. I have that. And I'm like, yeah, it's a nonstop. But at that point, you're like, you don't care about anything else around. It's just about the two of you.
Yeah. And they go, why are
Yeah.
you eating so fast and talking
Oh,
with
I
your mouth
know.
full? Oh, I got to go and do this here.
Yeah.
It's like, uh, what, no, you want to just enjoy the moment there with you. Oh,
Yep.
you turn around and get mad at that, and then, turn around and really start a fight, you know.
Yes, you do. Did you say what?
Yeah. What just happened? I
Yes,
thought we was eating
exactly.
dinner. Yeah,
Yeah.
well we were eating dinner, until you start talking about
Business.
this business, really.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not the kind of business I wanted to talk about, by the
And,
way, lady.
really,
So, yeah,
So,
it's unplugging. By the
right,
way, the
yeah.
time is running out right now. Are you coming back on?
Yeah, I can come back on, unless.
I know. Yeah, no, no, we're good. You can come back on. We know Dr. Goodman. It's like it's the C show. Without Dr. Goodman, will be a no C show. So we continue to talk, having a conversation with Dr. Goodman.
But this has been fun,
Yeah.
and the point of Denise also is talking about it, and she want to do different things, like I said, the second hour, she want to open up the floor, and people have questions, we just talk backwards and forwards like that, and you ask the questions and we answer it, and so we just uh, see what people are thinking, you
We,
know.
we- we're going to try and see how it's going to be received because I think it's like everything else when they're listening to us talking. Maybe it could be intimidating. But we're going to reiterate tonight that on Tuesday and on Thursday, we will open the floor for questions. So if people have any questions, don't wait. We're done with the show and connect with Dr. Goodman. You can DM me directly on Instagram, and I will read the questions
Hmm.
for Dr. Goodman and Denise to answer. Um, that to me has to be interactive. We talked about it, and I want to be interactive
Hmm.
um, for people because you always have questions. I can ask question, but I'm not probably going to be answering everybody else's question because I'm not going to read everybody else's mind around here. Seriously, I'm not. Otherwise, I'm going to get a headache. But but it would
uh,
be nice, yeah. If you have a question on the topic we're talking about, or any questions, then maybe there is some topic that will be covered in the near future. Then we're not doing it yet. We will, ask question. That's what it's all about.
yeah, and one other thing Vic said to me, uh, be willing to ask the question even if you feel like it's a dumb question, because someone else also have that similar question. So you ask the question, they'll raise their hand, and a conversation get going about what is what, and people would confront what it is they want, even if it is just to say, I love you to your mate without him feeling like you want something, you know.
Yeah.
So,
No, and I agree
absolutely.
with you because there is no dumb question. I always said, and maybe that sounds mean, but I said there is no dumb question. Only dumb people who don't ask question. That's my say on that. And
Right. Yeah.
because I'm not born here, I ask questions that sounded dumb for people, and even some people make fun of me. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, you ding dong, do you realize I'm not from here? So I'm gonna be asking question because I want to know. I want to continue to educate myself. So I will ask questions, but yeah, there is no dumb question. Every questions are good questions, actually. Very good questions.
Right.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, no. I said no. Don't be shy and ask questions. It's better to ask and learn than stay into the unknown and don't even have a clue.
yeah. Like my grandmother would say, a closed mouth don't get won't get fat.
Exactly.
So
Sorry.
hey, but that's true, you
I
know.
know it's true, but that's funny. Oh my goodness, you got
Uh,
good. I love those expressions. I love those says. Do you have another one? Because I want another one.
uh,
Oh yeah, I'm putting you on the spot right now. That's your fault, Dr. Goodman. You need to be accountable for this one. You opened the door. You should know better with me.
uh,
So I want another
that's
one,
it.
please.
Let's see.
Uh-huh.
Uh, try to think. God, you have speeches now. All the ones coming through mind, it's
Okay,
coming
well
too
we're gonna continue
fast.
to we're
Yeah,
gonna
we'll continue to talk.
I know something's gonna come up. I do know that because you always do
Yeah,
that to me. Even when you
yeah,
leave, when
yeah.
even when you're ready to go, you always give me a good one. So
Okay.
I'm expecting a good one too on this one. Somehow or
Really?
other. Over
No.
yes, you do every single time. I don't know if you ever noticed that. You always do that. You wait the end and said something. It's like,
And it comes to
Kelly.
mind because it's the truth, and it just something to me, just like I said, what my grandmother just said. It's things like that that was it's true, you know. Oh, she said to my sister one time. No, she's my sister said, "I'm mad." She said, "Scratch your ass and get glad because she's not going nowhere."
Oh my god.
she went to laughing. My sister went to laughing so hard. I think she forgot she wanted to go somewhere.
Oh, yeah, exactly. This is good. Oh my god, that was a
Yeah,
good one. I love it.
that,
See,
yeah,
we got our laugh of the evening, guys. It wasn't a, we got some laugh this time around. I know last Friday was epic laugh from beginning to end, but that is awesome. I love it. Those are great says, actually. It's like,
yeah.
who came up with this? Well, I
Really?
did.
No, so, but
Oh my goodness,
yeah,
this is so much fun.
she's had quite a few of them though. So when my grandma go to talk, it's like I ain't saying nothing. I'm being quiet because
Exactly, you're
if
listening, like
she,
I'm waiting.
I'm waiting because she gonna shut you up.
Exactly. And I'm gonna have fun about that. This is so funny. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Can I get any better than that? Seriously. Oh,
Right, yeah.
oh
I,
goodness.
I, I know them two really stuck with me, every now and then. I be laughing at myself,
Oh yeah.
Grandma was funny.
And what his grandma said, well, let me tell you something.
Really. No. And she
Oh,
says it with a straight face too.
oh yeah. This is the best side. This is the best part for grandma. She must have enjoyed it. It's like, I'm going to keep a straight face. I'm going to tell you, turn around and start to laugh. No, laugh from the inside and wait, then you're gone for me to start to explode in laughter.
Hmm.
Oh, that is so funny. I love it. This is what
Yeah,
happened
sure.
at the sea show. We never know what's going to happen at the sea show. Now you know.
Well, yeah, and it is the part of having fun yourself, and then other people see you having fun. If they want to have fun with you, they will include themselves. But the ones that envy, they want to put you up on the pedestal, and try and bring you down. Like,
Well,
what you put me up there in the first place for? No.
that's why somebody said something and I forgot who it was, and I appreciate the wonderful compliment I had. That was Mac, actually, but I'm like, yeah, don't put me on a pedestal because I'm gonna fall, and I will make sure I'm gonna fall. You know, I think it's nice, but we're all human. And yes, thank me for some of the word of wisdom and sharing some stories that comes from the universe and what I'm supposed to share. But don't put me somewhere that I cannot touch the ground because the fall's gonna hurt. I got enough fall from last week, people.
That's right. Don't put me up there, and don't
Yeah,
belittle me. Belittle
yeah,
me.
yes,
You know,
exactly. No, no, no,
right?
no.
Treat me as an equal. I
Yes,
treat you as an equal.
yeah,
But and I'm not gonna give you no title. Especially that I know that you don't deserve it. I don't deserve even giving it to you. I have no reason to give you a title. Your name is James. All right, hi James. You know, but whatever you do, and that's what you do. I'm not going to worry about that. No.
yep,
So
exactly.
right.
We're all
Oh
here to share our stories and help each other. So that's what I love.
yeah. And I got this from my grandmother. I started saying it because she started saying it. Somebody be saying something to her instead of she cursed them out. She said, "I forgive you too." You know.
Yeah,
And she said, "What you giving me for?" She said, "When you figure it out, you come and let me know."
say
I
I'm
started
forgiving you
using that
too.
one.
Exactly. For what you're gonna do, then I don't know. Then you're not supposed to do. You get the forgiveness now.
Yeah, really.
And you're like, what? I didn't do
What?
anything
No,
yet.
you really? You know what?
Yeah.
What is she forgiving me for? You
Yeah.
know?
I love your
No,
grandma. Oh,
really.
oh yeah.
So,
She must have been a great character. You must have
oh, she
interesting
was.
people.
Sure.
Oh,
Her and Dad would sit on the porch, and they go to talking, sure. We'd be laughing so hard in the summertime, and, we'd be sitting on the porch sweating, you know.
yep. Yep. Exactly.
No,
That's
sure.
fun. Mm-hmm. That's super fun. Love it. You gotta
You
love
know,
it.
and a lot of the relatives will come over there, on the weekend, and I've said a few times, what y'all come over here for? 'Cause Uncle CJ gonna tell a story.
Exactly. We want the story. Waiting for it.
Yeah, and he'd be he'd be having you crack up,
Yep.
cracking up, and
Yep.
so,
Just
all right,
waiting for you guys. Just
yeah,
waiting for everybody. Get his audience in the room or outside whenever and just share the story. I love it. Those are great things. This is awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I love it.
And
Waiting
so,
for the
and
ringing.
yeah, he used to tell a story about the yellow horse. Nobody could ride him, and one day, but Dad was always just feeding him. He wasn't trying to ride him or nothing. No, he was just feeding the horse, and they said nobody could ride him and sell him and stuff. And Dad just walked up there, put a saddle on him, and started riding the horse. You know,
Nice. And people
but
were like, what the heck?
yeah, but everybody else, even the owner, went to get on that horse. He let you get on him, but he'll throw you off. You know.
Exactly. Say, I'm inviting you. Come
Yeah,
closer, little one.
yeah,
Come,
yeah.
people. Come. And I'm going to
No,
teach you something.
you know.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. I love the fact that your dad, the horse respected and liked him and he did not like anybody else's.
Right. Yeah.
That's
And
funny.
and
It's like,
right. Yeah. One time they put him in this here thing where they could corner him, and put the saddle on him, and then when they let him out, and he walked around there, and every time somebody come near him, he'll raise up and kicking his legs and stuff, you
yep.
know, and they keep. I just want to take the saddle off of him, and but Dad walked up there, got on the horse, rode it back to the barn, and took the saddle off.
That was the face of everybody. It's like, what is going
Yeah,
on here?
yeah,
Oh, that's
man, sure.
good. I mean, like all upset, especially for the owner. It's like, what in the world? He's getting it, and I get nothing at the end of the day except a kick from the horse.
Hmm.
This is good. I love it.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and so
That's awesome. That's
right, yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
But it was they when the horse passed away, they actually dug a hole and buried the horse
Nice.
standing up, in there, they just and had his grave, you know, and they plasticed something, but the head of the horse stayed on top of the ground, plastic, and the
Really?
horse, yeah, you know,
Wow, that's interesting.
yeah, and
Yeah.
the horse was the plastic was yellow.
Oh,
That's the name of the horse. Oh, yellow.
yellow.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah,
That is
so,
awesome.
yeah.
Nice. Well, your dad was a horse whisperer. The rest were not.
Right? And
Whoops.
yeah,
Sorry. The horsey didn't like you people except your dad, which is awesome.
yeah. I guess him because he fed him, you know, and all the rest of the people would uh, throw at the horse, or something like that, But Dad respected the horse, and that's just the horse respected Dad, you
Well,
know.
yeah, because he knew he wasn't coming for the riding. He was coming to feed him, which was
You're right.
different.
It was different,
Yeah.
and he would let Dad clean and brush him, like that, But
Mm-hmm.
nobody else could, you know.
Yeah. No,
So,
no, it's awesome. I love it. Yeah, I love it. That's awesome.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in any case, I had to go to the little boy's room, and I'm let you talk for a bit, and someone else can join. You know, she's fun, guys. It's 100 of us here, so I know one of you got something to say besides me. You know.
I don't know. Nothing else to say besides that. I'm telling you right now, Dr. Goodman, I think we covered everything with you.
With me, okay.
I think we're good. I think we're good. No, because I'm gonna go eat too, and I have to
Oh,
take
okay.
off as well. So, do you know my Thursday and Friday are the shortest show actually than I do in the evening because I got other things to do. So I'm up until what time I'm gonna go to bed today, tonight, or tomorrow morning, should I say? About probably 4 in the morning. So my night just
Yeah.
began. I
What
know.
is 9:30 there?
It is now. It's 8:28
Eight
right
eight eight
now.
28. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
right.
I'm
Okay.
gonna unwind a little bit and have a drink because I didn't even have a lunch actually today. Today was, if it was a lunch, it was a bagel and I was a little bit of ice cream. I wasn't even hungry at all. I've been doing so many things. I'm like, eating wasn't part of the ritual, so I need to eat something a little bit. I should have make a good dinner, but I did not. Not gonna have the time, but that's okay. I will like make a shake instead, and
Uh, uh,
that's it.
okay. Did you read Bits in the Dignitary?
I did not touch it today. I didn't have the time to look at it. No, I'm gonna do it tomorrow.
Okay, but
I'm gonna look at it
just read it, and think about it, and I'll
Yep.
talk with you on Tuesday.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you probably will hear me before that, but yeah, I didn't have the time to look at it to actually read it because I did. I was downloading more of the shows, the one that Wisdom allowed me to download. And I was converting the conversation I did this morning with AJ because I spent 2 hours with him. It was a blast. That was amazing. The conversation I had with him. So I had to convert that to from Zoom to an MP3. So MP4 Zoom. When you record meetings, you get the audio only. It's
Mm-hmm.
always an MP4. So I had to go into iTunes, convert it to an MP3, bring it down to my software, my podcast software, move it from mono to a stereo. I know it's like, holy crap, Emma. And after that, what do you call it? I moved it directly to Podomatic. So I had to do this afternoon. I had other things to do, other things to wrap up, and I needed to take a baby nap of a couple of hours because generally I don't on Friday, but I decided to do it. And I was live here for about an hour or two for this
Okay.
afternoon. So everything was normally scheduled on stuff, scheduled on due time. Like normally I'm around noonish here Central Time when I start even before to do the Let's Talk About Business. But I started
Okay.
late because I took the pups, which was awesome actually, back to the field this afternoon and late morning, early afternoon. Let them run for a little bit until they went and did papillon. Oh yeah, little stinkers. Papillon. They went and escape. So I go to the field. Funny story about the two pups. And I didn't use the same entry where I made the ice last week, so I decided I'm not gonna use that. I'm gonna use the entry where Geraldine they bring the equipment and stuff like that. So I opened the gate. I was able to get in without a problem. Released the pop-ups. We started to walk around. Mike, after a walk, needed to go potty poo in there. I'm like, okay, no problem. And I see Daddy moving near. Hi, buddy. We're gonna go outside in a minute. I know you're calling for me because this is what you do. Yes, you did. Mike is by me. He's like, I want to see where you are. I've been barking and calling you, but you're ignoring me. So I'm watching them, and they're going by where I made the ice last Friday. So I'm like, oh boy, and they disappeared for a little bit. I'm like, okay, and I wanted to check if the gate at that point on that side was open or not, and I did not. Guess what? Daddy found the gate open, so nonchalant, she just decided to go walk outside of the field. I'm looking at her. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me, kiddo? She looked at me like, what? And I'm like, no, you're coming back. And again, with her wild face, I'm like, okay, fine. Mac wanted to go first, but, it's like, no, I'm not going to go. But I recognize the face of the boy when he's ready to do mischiefs. And guess what he did? He looked at me and say, watch me. And he just sprint outside. I'm like, oh, you little stinker. I told you to stay. Except instead of following his sister, he decided to go on the opposite side of it. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me, you two? So I'm in the field. They're outside of the field. I'm like, you little stinkers, you're not going to do this to me. So I'm calling them, and I'm telling Daddy, I said, you better to stop right now. I said, freeze, stay. And she heard me. I got out, and she came back towards me, and I'm like, good. So I put the leads on her, put her back again in the field, closed the door. I looked at her. I'm like, yes, Papillon, you're going to stay there. That little stinker decided to go further. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me, kid? So I looked at him and I said, okay, I'm going to use my evil voice. Then you know that it's not a funny one, and I'm going to pull the energy out so you understand who's the boss. He looked at me like, uh-oh. So he sat down, and I looked at him and said, now come back to me, which he did, which I was surprised. And I put the leads on, and I'm like, you little stinker. And I started to laugh. I'm like, you little stinker. But I got him, put him back inside of the field with me, and I closed that gate. I'm like, they play Papillon on me, little stinkers. But it was funny because Mac turned around, and he looked at me, and he said, yeah, watch me. And I'm like, no, you're not. And he went out, and he bolted out, because that's what he does. He's a part Chesapeake Bay retriever. And they are mischievous, those dogs. They will turn around. They are super clever. And they are, this one, he has done that to me a few times, where he bolted or purposely on ice. That was a year ago, 2 years ago, that he and we stepped on ice. And he knew what he was doing and decided to bolt at that time. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? So I had to release both of them. Otherwise, I would have break my neck. I was mad. And he went and run for the hills. I'm like, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So I'm very cautious of the boy, but I had to get Daddy first because I know that girl. And I'm like, no, you are the unpredictable one, so you're staying by my side. And the boy, I'm like, yeah, I can use my evil voice. That will work. But I'm like, good Lord. Yeah, so they play Papillon on me. I'm like, you little stinkers. But that's okay. They are kids. They are kids. So that's what we did. It was nice outside, so everything was kind of delayed, and which was good, but yeah, no lunch, and I wasn't hungry either, so good. That was good. So when are we going for dinner now? Are we ready to go for dinner? What is are we beaming up to your place?
yes, it is about that time, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
know.
I'm gonna leave you with this here. Is that
See, I told you, people. Okay, I'm waiting for it.
You once you read Business Dictionary, you'd
Yeah.
be surprised how much of it that you are doing already.
Okay. That's interesting. So I think because you piqued my curiosity, well, I'm gonna drink the shake I'm gonna make. I'm gonna read it actually. I will not say a word to anybody until we talked on Tuesday about the
Okay.
dignitary visit. Or the visit of the what is it? The visit of a
Business Dictionary.
visiting the dignitary.
No, business.
Listening.
Dic-
Oh, sorry, I was saying visiting. I'm visiting
right,
everybody right
right,
now. Yeah.
right.
Okay.
You visit
Visit the dignitary.